Incorporated was born out of the spirit of family, helping others, and doing the jobs that needed doing.
Well, I first started driving a truck in 1945. That was the last year of World War II. The reason was that there was no help here. Everybody was in the war. There was nobody else here, so I could drive that truck, so they allowed me to drive that truck.
At just 13 years old, Ralph started driving a truck during World War II. A dream began to take shape that would grow from one man and one truck into an operation that went beyond anything he ever imagined.
Well, everybody liked to think that they're doing a good job, and I tried really hard to coordinate everything, the drivers, the trucks, the mechanics, everything. And there's like I say, there's a great satisfaction in putting this all together and making it work.
After returning from his own service in the Army in Texas near the end of the Korean War, Ralph started making his dream a reality.
When you have a growing business, you can't grow all sides at one time. You go along and you grow, and pretty soon you don't have a mechanic, so you have to add on mechanics, and then pretty soon you get a little behind in your bookkeeping, so you have to add more staff to the office, and you get a little behind wherever you're at. You have to keep raising these sides up to keep up with your growth. There was a lot of carriers around, but a lot of them were not dependable, and they knew what I could do, and I proved to be very dependable. If I promise them a certain amount of trucks and delivery, I always made good on my appointment deliveries, and I got everything there in good condition the way they wanted it.
While pursuing a business degree at Western Michigan University, he hauled local produce between classes and semesters and wrote a business plan for a company that he hoped would someday be passed on to his two sons. Quite a prediction, considering that he hadn't even met his future partner in life and in business, his wife Marlene. Together, they worked hard to serve area farmers and gained a reputation for quality service over the next 20 years that would attract the attention of manufacturers like Musselman's, Coca-Cola, Welch's, and more. Throughout our history, family has played a critical role. At various times over the years, Ralph received help from 3 brothers, a cousin, nieces, and nephews, and the 2 sons he predicted who succeeded him in running operations in the early 90s and now own the company.
My name is John Moyle, and I'm one of the owners of the company, and I've worked here most of my life, since I was 8 years old sweeping trailers to when I joined the company full-time in 1991.
My name is Michael Ralph Moyle. I go by Mike. I am a second-generation owner of Ralph Moyle Incorporated.
Continuing that tradition, a 3rd generation has contributed as well, with 5 grandchildren involved in various roles, including one in executive management.
My name is Ashley Cordish. I'm our Vice President of Operations, and I have been with Ralph Moyle Incorporated for quite a while, but I left for a little bit and came back, and I've been back for 4.5 years now.
While he anticipated bigger and better things, Ralph never expected an extended family of over 160 employees, 90 tractors, 300 trailers, and services ranging from local and regional transportation to distribution management and light repackaging in our 320,000 square feet of warehouse space in Paw Paw. Ralph's original dream still inspires the vision today, to create a company that moves our customers' products as if they were our own, as well as the mission to deliver the things people need to live when they need them.
I love the atmosphere. I love the fact that it's a relaxing place to work. It's not stressful. Everybody's so easy to get along with.
It's fun, it's laid back, and we have a little bit of everybody.
There are so many different people
Our core values are inspired by Ralph and Marlene and start with the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. That idea is at the center of what we do, supporting pursuit of safety, integrity, teamwork, sustainability, and commitment to our families, our customers, our associates, and the community. These values define who we are and guide us in the decisions we make every day when we ask ourselves, what would I do if this was my stuff? At Ralph Moyle Incorporated, both our clients and our employees are treated like family members, with the respect and dignity they deserve. We extend a warm welcome to you, our newest family members, with a hope that we can work together to dream big and achieve bigger.
Talk good about me, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. There you go. There you go. What is your name? What do you do? And how long have you been here?
My name is Rob Ludlow. I am the operations manager, and I've been here for 8 years.
My name is Ernest Seffer. I've been here over a year, about a year and 2 months.
My name's Mark DeVrent. I am now the safety manager, and I have been here for 2.5 years.
Erin. I have been here since March of this year, and I am parts, or as it is said, inventory specialist on the new program.
My name is Ben Coburn. I'm an inbound planner. I've been here a little over a year.
Montana Maury. I drive a forklift and I run a co-man crew.
Trish Wagner. I've been working for Ralph Moyle for 10 years, and I work in the billing and payroll.
How did you first find out about us?
I believe it was through Indeed.com.
Women's Expo.
Through a temporary service.
Truthfully, my wife was working, and she went by and said, hey, Ralph Moyle's hiring, you should give him a call, because I was doing over the road, and I was gone for 6-7 weeks at a time.
When I used to work at Coca-Cola, I worked for a third-party logistics group, and Ralph Moyle Trucking was one of our main carriers that we would call for any Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan loads.
It was after I got out of CDL school, and one of the other places I was applying to said that Ralph Moyle will hire right out of school drivers. So this was the first place I went after that, because most places want 2 years experience and won't train. So I needed training, so this was the place that I came to and loved it. So I applied and got the job.
I found out about RMI through Christina. She recruited me from West Michigan CDL. And I also love the donuts. It was the donuts. She brought the donuts.
How did you know that this was going to be a good fit for you?
When I walked in the door, somebody greeted me right away. They sat down with me in the break room and talked to me about everything. And the school that I went to after I graduated, they already knew who I was walking in the door, because they check and make sure other schools, and they already knew of my experience as a firefighter. So if they were looking that close at everything, I figured this was a pretty good place to work.
The first phone call I took from the prior human resources manager, I was actually in Idaho, and we talked and kept talking, and she wanted to make sure that I was going to be a good fit here first of all, and so we talked more, and I came in, and she knew me from just talking to me, and it's been like that ever since. This is definitely the place to be.
The first sign I saw was how everybody cares for you and everybody's helpful. Every time I needed something, everybody was there for me. I always got answers. Everybody was helpful for everything I needed, and everybody's friendly. It's really family-oriented company.
As a teenager, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So when it time to go off to college, I just went in for general business, and then Dad recruited me to drive truck in the summers, and at that point my interest grew and decided to go in that direction.
Went to college. I was planning on going into banking or some other business occupation, and at the time I graduated, there was a recession and not a lot of jobs in the area I had chosen, so came to work full-time for a couple of years and dispatched and realized the opportunity that the family business held for me. Within a year or so, it became apparent pretty quickly that my dad was willing to adjust what we were doing to accommodate the vision that Mike and I had. And he was very flexible in letting us make important decisions and do what we wanted to do, and put aside maybe his own vision in favor of letting us accomplish ours.
Well, it's always nice to be part of a family business, and you can discuss the events over supper at night, and as long as your family gets along, which ours does, it makes it fun and just nice to do.
What makes us different from other places that you have worked?
During college, I left to do an internship at American Axle, and that big corporation atmosphere was definitely a shock for me, coming from a small company, very family-oriented company, to going to like a huge company where people just pretty much, you had to run other people over to kind of climb the ladder. After 3 years there, learning some really interesting things, I definitely learned how to be more aggressive. I decided that big corporation atmosphere wasn't what I wanted to do. So I decided to bring my experiences and come back here and apply them here.
I would say it's the family culture. And not only that, everyone that works here seems to want to help one another out. And at past jobs, I don't think it was always that case. So
it's a family environment, and I'm usually used to my own schedule, so this is a more structured environment, which is nice. It's a nice change, and it's a steady flow.
I was 19 years as a firefighter in the city of Battle Creek, full-time. Due to some injuries, I wasn't able to do that anymore, so truck driving kind of became what I wanted to do. I love to drive, had all that experience driving the fire engines, and the other thing is I love to camp, so it's kind of putting the two together. So you sleep in your truck, so it just was a natural fit for me.
I worked at warehousing and factory, and nothing compares to here. It's just very different. When you're in a factory or a warehouse, you feel like you're in a prison. But over here, it's freedom.
I worked hard all my life. I've worked 6 and 7 days a week all my life. And I liked what I did. I really enjoyed. Sometimes I couldn't wait to get up in the morning to get started.